Hey guys, now in this lesson we're going to be looking at what is a multiple. We're going to define rather what is a multiple, right? We have been looking at factors in the previous videos, so now let's look at what a multiple is. It is the product of two or more factors. Now, what does that mean, or what do we mean by that? Yeah, now when two or more factors are multiplied, okay, and I am going to underline this word product. Whenever in math you see this word product, it means to multiply, okay? So what I'm basically saying is this, is that a multiple, and this is the first example, okay, so when I multiply two or more factors, the product or that result that I get is a multiple of the factors. So let's say 2 times 3, and we know 2 times 3 would give us the product 6. Well, really 6 is a multiple of 3, and 6 is also a multiple of 2. Okay, because I can say 2 into 6 goes 3 times, okay, and 3 into 6 goes 2 times, okay, cool. Now also I can say 1 times 4 times 5, okay, and that would be equal to 20. So the product of these three numbers is 20, okay. Now 1 is also a factor of 20, 4 is also a factor of 20, and 5 is also a factor of 20, okay. So when we multiply factors, the product or the result that we get is called a multiple of those factors. All right, so a very important note that I want to bring to your attention, just to distinguish or to make it a bit more clearer about multiples and factors and how they differ. Okay, let's say I had asked you to list the factors of 12, just for example. Okay, and I'm just going to split my screen here. I just want to show you this so you bear it in mind in future. Okay, if I had asked you to list, yeah, we're on multiples, but we're making a comparison. Okay, list the factors of 12. Okay, and we're working with 12. Now the factors of 12, when listing factors, you would start with the number 1. Anytime listing factors, we're starting with the number 1. So I'm saying 1, and then I'm checking the next number. The next number would be 2, because 2 goes into 12 6 times. Then I know that 3 can go into 12 4 times, 4 can go into 12 3 times, and I know also that 6 can go into 12. Okay, but also 12 can go into itself 1 time. Okay, so the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. However, now on the other hand, if I had asked you to list the multiples of 12, okay, if I ask you to list the multiples of 12, the multiples of 12, they are infinite. Okay, I could go on and on and on and on. So basically I'm going to qualify this statement by saying list the first five multiples of 12. So we're going to list the first 5. Okay, now if I'm listing the multiples of 12, okay, the first 5, that is, I'm going to say the first one would be 12, because 12 times 1 is 12. Okay, so when I multiply 1 and 12, the product is 12, so 12 is a multiple of itself. Okay, now 12 times 2 is 24. Okay, and 12 times 3. Oh, I should maybe I should be listing them just to make it a bit easier for you. Okay, so I could say 12. Oops, let me just clear that. I could say 1 times 12 is equal to 12. So 12 would be the first multiple. Okay, then I could say 2 times 12. Okay, and that's equal to 24. And then I could say 3 times 12, and that is equal to 36. I could also say 4 times 12, and that would be equal to 48. Okay, and 5 times 12 would be equal to 60. Now I have listed my first 5 multiples of 12. Okay, so I can just make a quick note to the side here. My first 5 multiples of 12 would be, the first one would be 12, the second would be 24, the third would be 36, then I would have 48, and then I would have 60, and this would go on and on. So I'm just going to put 3 dots to show that it continues. Okay, now what I want you to know, this is critical now. When I was listing the factors of 12, okay, I started at 1, and this goes for any number. If you're asked to list the factors of that number, you're going to always start from 1 and check each number to see if it divides exactly into that number without leaving a remainder. And I begin at 1 now, and I'm going straight up to the number that I'm speaking about. Okay, so I was asked to list the factors of 12, so I have to begin at 1 and I have to stop at 12. Okay, there isn't a bigger number than 12 which is a factor of 12. Okay, 12 is the largest factor of itself. That's what I'm saying. Now if you notice, or if you should make a comparison with this now, when I was asked to list the multiples of 12 in this case, I had to begin at 12 in this case, and I increase to what we call infinity, meaning that if I'm listing multiples of 12, well, in this case I listed the first 5, so I stopped at 60, but I could go on and on and on and on and on, because the multiples of a number, they are infinite. Okay guys, so critical thing you need to note: when asked to list factors, you always start from 1 and check each digit going up to the number. Right, when you're asked to list factors of the number, check each digit from 1 going up to the number, and you will stop at that number. Okay, when you're listing factors, however, when listing multiples, you begin at the number, okay, and you increase, and we showed you how we got them here. All right, feel free to subscribe to this video. If there anything that you're not clear on, you can always comment and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you and bye bye. Now, since when we were listing the factors of 12, 12 was included in the factors, and since when we were listing the multiples of 12, 12 was also included within the multiples of 12, therefore we can make a final statement that a number, let's make us a final statement here, that a number is both a factor of itself, and I'll just make it here, that a number is both a factor and a multiple of itself. Okay guys, good, bye bye, and feel free to comment if you're not clear on a particular issue, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And also you can always subscribe to our videos, our channel, to get the latest updates of our videos. Bye bye.